Alright, this is whatever morning this is, day 5 on the trail, and I am at Mountains Crossing and heading through the gap here, the hallway here. This is, you see the white blazes? This is the only place on the entire AT where the trail actually goes through a building. So, starting off this morning, and it is blowing something fierce. And I'm gonna have to change gloves. These trail gloves, or these sun gloves, are not cutting it this morning. So, with that being said, I'm gonna put this away so I can. Lost my hat. All right, yeah, the wind is gonna be something to deal with today. All right, I'll be back later. Well, good morning. Bright sunshine day, but the wind is blowing something fierce, and got multiple layers on trying to stay warm, even though it's supposed to be like 38 degrees or something like that. So anyhow, just finally topped out. I've been going well over a mile and a half up from Neal's Gap, and finally reached the summit after Neal's Gap. But anyhow, here's a picture from here. There's a couple there ahead of me. I've been behind them all the way. But yeah, one time I had all the sun. This is up over my face. Had heavier gloves on, just trying to stay warm. The wind temperature at the gap was supposedly 38 degrees, and but the wind was blowing so hard, so I don't know what the wind chill was, but it was brutal. So now I'm heading down. Got 11.7 miles today to go to Low Gap Shelter. It's supposed to be sunny all day, it's supposed to be a high of 60. So once this wind dies down, if it does, and the temperature starts coming up, it'll be a real decent hiking day. So we just gotta work our way through that. Alright, I'll come back. Oh, okay, watch my footing. I'll come back when there's more. Well, I just thought I'd drop in. I'm doing this climb now. So far I've come about not quite 2¼ miles. So I've got 1175 to do today. I think I mentioned that earlier. Wind keeps coming and going, I think depending on what side of the mountain I'm on. So everything I gotta stop and put my hood up, protect my ears, button my hat down so it don't get blown off again. And I'm breathing hard going uphill. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but the ground around here is tore up on either side of the trail. It has been that way for a while. Don't see any prints. I think maybe the last rain kind of washed them out, but my understanding there's a lot of wild hogs up in these hills. So why it's just along either side of the trail, I don't know, but I don't see much away from the trail. So maybe that's not what it is, but it is curious why they're all tore up like that. Well, let's take a look and see what I see. I've been climbing to get to this point, and oh, guess what? I get to climb some more. Up that way. I see somebody coming down. He's running. He must be young, or she's running. Can't tell from here. All right. Okay, just came out of the woods to see this. Oh goodness! I want to come back. There's a blaze there. I want to continue on. There's a blaze. There's a blaze over there. Yeah, quite the sight, I would say. So it's just another view out there in the valley. And my blaze I'm following. Alright, I have descended almost to Tesnati Gap. So Neal Gap is 5.5 miles. That means that's how far I've come this morning. I got a little more than twice that much to do yet. Okay, so it's 10:54 in the morning. I started off at 7:30. So I'm going roughly 3.5 hours. And I got just about halfway done. It's supposed to be 11.75 miles today. So we're getting there. I'm gonna let you go so I can walk down these stairs without falling. So this here was on the side of the trail just after Tenacity Gap. Back there's the gap I just came across. And I'm heading up that way. Nice climb. I think that looks like a good place to sit down and take a break. I don't know if I'm at the top yet. Trail could go a little higher. We've done a lot of climbing. So I'm going to sit here and rest for a minute. Okay, here's another scenic overlook. Don't know how much different it is from the last one that was over there somewhere. But it's here. And I'm still climbing. Should be just a little more climb, and then I'll be heading down for a while, which I'm looking forward to. Well, here's a sign for Whitley Gap Shelter. I think that's what that says. It's kind of hard to see. I think it's called that. 1.2 miles off trail. I bet they don't get much business. There's White Blaze, and there's the trail. That's where I'm headed. Okay, so I just reached Hogpen Gap. Well, almost. I had to find where the trail crosses at. Looks like I see a blaze on a marker over there, so maybe it goes over that way somewhere. I don't know. Well, double White Blaze as you go straight across. Oh, okay. And if you look over there, you'll see a White Blaze there, and then there's a couple more up there. So I guess that's the way I'm gonna go. Alright, so this is the visitor information board here at Hogpen Gap, Chattahoochee National Forest. And my trail goes right behind it. Oh, they got an interesting rock monument here. Alright. Appalachian Trail, Hogpen Gap. AT symbol, northbound that way and southbound that way. Alright. I'm heading northbound. Alright, Mark Trail Wilderness, Chattahoochee National Forest. And another sign up there, let's see what that is. Low Gap, 4.4 miles. Unicoi Gap, 14 miles. Alright, that's my next 2 stops. I'm going to Low Gap tonight, spend the night, and then, what's that, 9.6 miles tomorrow, I can do Unicoi Gap, where Johnny's going to pick me up. Alright, that's my plan for the next 2 days. Well, I thought I'd stop in again. Just finished the climb there out of Hogpen Gap and reached the top of this initial climb. Don't know what's coming up. I got 4 miles and change to go yet today. But I seem to kind of hit a somewhat level area, so I can walk at a decent speed. Not quite as windy as it was, which is a good thing. I looked at the weather forecast and it's supposed to have wind gust in the 20s, mid to upper 20s for the next like 3 or 4 days, constantly. So last night before last, when I was up at Woods Hole Shelter, it was very windy all night long. So if that's what they mean by windy or gust, yeah, it was no joke. I didn't have my tarp up over the hammock because it was going to be a clear night, so I could see the stars, which they're like diamonds up there. But tonight I'll definitely put my tarp up. I'm going to have to make sure it's pegged down all the way around real good, so it provides some wind protection. Alright, it's starting to go downhill a little bit here, and I need to make sure I'm watching my footing now. So, I was telling you something, but I realized I never pushed the record button. So I've been walking along this section of trail here for quite a while, maybe a mile or 2, I don't know. And it's been pretty mild. Just some slight ups and slight downs, sometimes level. But it's been kind of following the contour of the hills instead of going straight up and over and down the other side. So I've been able to make pretty good time on this. But there is a term on the Appalachian Trail called PUDS, P-U-D-S. Stands for pointless ups and downs. And that's what's commonly referred to on here, because it seems like there's no rhyme or reason why the trail goes up and then down when it could just go around the hill. I don't know. Somebody said the other day that all these ups and downs is to get your legs strong so that when you enter the Smoky Mountain National Park coming up here, you'll be able to handle those trails. Now, I've never heard that those trails are that much more strenuous than anything else. But, anyhow, by the time you get there, you'll be on the trail about 30 days. Excuse me. Maybe. It will be pretty strong legs by then. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy this and enjoy the rest of my day. You do as well. Alright, here's the sign I've been looking for. Low Gap Shelter, water. I'm concerned about something. There's all kinds of signs down the trail there. Not sure what that's about. We'll find out here in a second. Area closed for revegetation. Now, how do you get down to the shelter? Must be a path over that way.